All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to July. It is July 1st if you're watching this in real time, or if you're watching on the replay. If we mention any sales specials, make sure you check in with your favorite Infinite Shine family member to see if they're still active.
If the sales specials are still active.
Not if the person is, if the sales specials are still active. This is why Carol is here, to just help me remember what I'm supposed to say.
Carol. I'm the leader of the Achievers.
Did I say who I was?
Yeah, you said you were Sarah.
Okay, I'm the business leader of Infinite Shine Enterprises. We're 8 years old.
Dang, what's that mean? 41.
The company is
8 years old. Well, I've been in the
Infinite Shine Enterprises is 8 years old this month.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, congratulations, everybody.
To all Infinite Shine family members for that. We're going to do a little bit of celebrating towards the end of our presentation. It is cook and celebrate. So this is the cook portion. And we are doing farm to table this time around. And why? Because it's July and produce is expensive, but it is less expensive if you go to a farmer's market. And it's even less expensive, depending on your water bill, if you grow it in your garden.
True. But the Lord has given us rain and continues to give us rain, so we're not having to water our garden.
Yeah, I had to water for the very first time today. I don't think we watered very much in July or June at all.
Anyway,
today we are going to be making an angel food cake because it's July and it's hot. And we want to teach you how to bake without having to use your oven.
By using the microwave.
And it is safe to do that. I know there's a lot of people believe that it's not. It is. There's all the Tupperware people that are on this call and the guests have all used the microwave in many ways. And we're going to teach you today how to make an angel food cake. We're going to teach you how to make a strawberry topping to go on said angel food cake that is yummy. And it's something that we actually learned from Richard Simmons.
Oh, I've learned nothing from Richard Simmons.
I don't know if he's still alive.
Yeah, I don't believe he is.
But he was.
Somebody check that out and let us know about it.
He had a exercise program. For those of you who are younger,
followed it.
Younger than me, you might not know who he was. He had very fancy shorts, and he did Rockin' to the Oldies. No, it was something to the oldies.
He's gone.
He is gone. Okay, my husband did the Google.
Thank you, Richard.
So this is a recipe that we got from him
for the strawberry puree.
The strawberry puree. Well, it's not really a puree. We do it as a topping. And we're going to talk flash freezing because did you know if you freeze your fruits, they are good for 6 months?
If you store them in Tupperware.
If you store them in an airtight, liquid-tight container, such as a freezer mate.
Yes.
So that is why we're calling this farm to table, because you literally could get it off of a farm, whether it's yours or not, and then you can bring it to the table. Now, the strawberries that we bought, there's not much left in this container. It was one of those big 4-pound, was it 4 pounds?
Probably, yeah.
But it was only $6 because strawberries are in season right now. And so this is a week and a half old strawberries. They were super fresh and they're still very good. So Rich, you're going to come over here and you're going to talk about how to make this sauce because it needs to set up. Do we need to start the angel food cake first?
Either way.
Yes.
The man says yes.
Okay.
This will be the one time we'll agree with him and say, yes, sweetheart.
Okay. So before we do that, I just want to show you, this is brown sugar because that's what we use to make the strawberry sauce. And what I want you to notice is that it's moving.
Because it's not in one large clump.
When I got married, the biggest thing in 1999 that you use for your stuff was those hinge containers that were ceramic, and you had to put a piece of bread or you had to put like this clay disc inside the brown sugar so it wouldn't get hard. I have never had to do that with a modular mate. And this is a rectangle one. So if you notice, this is the exact shape of the brown sugar container that you would buy.
The bag
in the grocery store. Same with the powdered sugar. So I highly recommend if you use powdered sugar, if you use brown sugar, to get a rectangle one. So,
One for each. One for one.
yeah, you don't want to
mix
combine the
together.
two.
Also, did you know, if you run out of brown sugar, to make brown sugar, 2 ingredients, granulated white sugar and molasses.
I didn't know that.
If you look on the ingredients bag of brown sugar, the 2 ingredients, granulated sugar, molasses.
Interesting.
If you like a light brown sugar, you don't put as much molasses in. If
kind
you
of
like
funny
a
how it
dark
works.
brown sugar, you add more. Also, do you know sugar? If you run out of powdered sugar, you know how do you make powdered sugar?
You put granulated sugar in a blender.
Got it. And turn it on.
Yep.
And then you
it's
have powdered sugar.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And of
did
course, it
you
only
know,
works if you store them in Tupperware.
and did you know that if you run out of butter, you can just take heavy cream and a little bit of salt and put it into this whip-in mix?
And you have to be very careful because it does not take very long and you have
No.
butter.
And you have butter, but that's
And if you don't want to add salt, then you've
Yeah.
got unsalted butter.
True that.
Did you know that?
So
I hope
this
you've got a
is-
notebook and taking notes.
This is the whip-in mix. And the whip-in mix is,
Be careful, there's water in there.
there is water in there because when you're making a cake, it is really important for the whip-in mix that your liquid goes in first. Otherwise, the powder that's on the bottom is just not going to work very well.
We remembered that when we made the first one,
Yeah, we didn't remember that,
but it worked.
it did work.
Yes.
So the important thing to know about the angel food cake is that it needs to be a one-step angel food cake. So
Just add water. It says
or
on the
it's
top.
just add water. It's just one step and you're only using half of it. Because if you try to use the entire thing in your stat cooker, it will be a big mess. So you just use half of it and you're going to have 2 cakes. That means you can have one for you and one for your party that you're going to go to on the 4th, if that's what you want to do and share. If you don't want to share, then you got 2 for you and none for them. And that's good too. It's all about you.
Now, did you know this mix, this whip-in mix is just is like a half size mix and store plus pitcher.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I like it because it does have the spout and it has 2 functions for mixing. It has the mix.
That's one line.
Yep. And then there's the whip and that you can hear that the
It's a transmission, the gear.
yeah, they have switched.
So, okay, to mix a cake, you use 1 or 2,
We're going to use both.
both, because
For
it's-
this cake because
it
the
says-
directions say for 30 seconds on low speed, which is 1. And it's being transcribed. Ooh, we're getting fancy. So it's
and then on the 2 for 1 minute, but we really didn't do it that way.
no, basically you're trying to make it peaked up because angel food cake needs to rise. Say yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So what we did is we got my scale and we measured out half of the box. This is just half of the cake mix. It's 2/3 cup of
Half the water.
water.
Okay.
And if you have subscribed to my text messages using the code word cook, you're going to get this recipe in your text messages. And so it's 30 seconds. Is that right?
Timer.
You timing us? All right, so it's 30 seconds like this.
And this would be the low. This is just 1 line.
Yep.
Do you know that if the word mix is in the name of the product, it's safe to use an electric mixer in it?
But we're not doing that today.
No, we're not, but just saying, because there is, something
Yep.
like that they can get that you can use the electric mixer in.
No.
We're not doing that. I'm holding your table for you because
Thanks.
it's moving,
It is moving.
sitting on top of the fridge,
You
on
do,
top of a
you do
rectangle.
want to put your hand on the red part because it doesn't really attach.
It just sits.
It just sits. And now we're going to move it to the second gear. And I don't know if the Zoom picked up, there was like a clickety clack. Now there isn't one. And this is how you whip. That's why it's called whip and mix.
Yes.
And what we're doing is we're introducing air into the angel food cake, which makes it
And you
fluffy.
see that the batter is right here. So there's no way that you could put the whole entire batch of box in here. It's just half.
Yes. And if you were doing a normal cake mix, You could use the whole cake mix in here because you're not introducing the air.
Okay.
Is
What
it
is
sad
that?
that I know that's 30 seconds left? My husband is a debate
Oh.
coach and
Oh,
he's giving me the hand signals for
30
Congress.
seconds.
In debate, you have to do timing. That's 15. So
Is
this,
your arm-
this
is
is
your-
15.
Is your arm?
I'm
short yet?
getting my workout today. I'm burning my calories so that I can eat my cookie or my cake later. All right, so we have now done for a minute and 30 seconds.
Right.
Now, I like to do this above, so it kind of cleans if you can slowly. So you can get the batter off the beaters. The beaters can all come off. This all disassembles and you can all put this in the dishwasher as well. Or you can hand it to the dishwasher that we have in our house, otherwise known as my husband. Then we take a stack cooker. This is the 3-quart base. And it's important to use the cone because we're making a bundt cake. You can see, I think you can see, you can see how high it is. This is all very fluffy and
And
fluffy.
you put the cone in and you know that there's a ridge, so you make sure that the cone kind of sits on the ridge.
And then you just pour. And of course, you're using a Tupperware spatula, so you can scrape the sides gently. So that way you don't have the air get released from the angel food. Yep, I know, there's a big glob. So then the other thing to know about the stack cooker is if you would not cover it in the oven, you do not cover it in the microwave. So why do I bring that up? We aren't covering the stack cooker to make this cake. We are only going to put it into the microwave for 5 minutes. It's depending on your microwave and the watts, it could be done as fast as 4 minutes. Or it could be done as fast as, or as long as 6 minutes, depending on how long or how powerful it is. Now, Paula, who's a guest today, she has a beautiful camper that I did a camper party at, and we baked a blueberry crumble in Micro Pro Grill in it. This is something you could do in that as well.
That's a great idea. Whoops.
So,
No,
and it's not going to heat up your camper, which makes
no,
it
no
better.
kidding.
And Rich, put this in for 5 minutes, okay?
Yes.
Now, this would cook for 5 minutes and that's how much it rose, right? And then you turn this upside down. It will not fall out. Oh, we have to remind them, you do not grease this.
No, you don't.
You do not grease it. Why you do not grease this? If you grease it, then they're going to go up the side and then it's not going to be able to stick and it slides down in. That's why you're doing an angel food cake, you never grease it. Now, why do you turn it over? And somebody goes, that's going to fall out. She was kind of concerned, but
She was carrying it over my floor.
Because she did not trust me.
I do trust you.
No, she did not. So anyway, then you put this on a cooling rack and you let it cool. As long as you want, 15, 20 minutes, I don't care. But why do you put it upside down?
And why do you not cover it with the stack cooker cover?
Because it's anything that you do in an oven, you do the same thing in the microwave.
So
you don't cover a cake in the oven, you don't cover it in the microwave.
So if you have a cooling rack, put it on that. If you don't have a cooling rack, try to prop it up a little bit so that some of the heat can.
But you see this cone? This cone is even to this, so it does keep it up. Why we put it on the cooling rack is because you've got more air and we wanted to cool it off faster. Can you get a cover for me real quick? Because the cover of this thing can also, you can tip it up on top of the cover. Cover, turned over.
Like this?
Over.
Like this?
Like that, and then you can set it on here.
Okay,
get it
so
up a
that,
little bit
so that's a trivet, so
that's a trivet. So the air can get up and under to cool it.
that I never would have thought to do.
Okay, now that cover, if you do not have a Tupperware cake taker for some strange reason, I do not know why, this.
You will contact your favorite Infinite Shine family member
And
because I
get one.
think that they're on sale right now with a
The rectangle is.
I thought it was on sale with the silicone bundt.
Oh, it
pan.
is still with a silicone bundt pan. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
you're so smart. Okay, now this is still stuck. So
Yes.
how do you get it out of here? You turn the cone, turn the cone, turn the cone.
Okay.
All you do is twist the cone. And special, please. I just keep using specials. I know. Give
That's
me the
why
skinny
we-
one, please.
So this is why you need
It
to
doesn't-
have at least
Please.
6 spatulas in your house.
Are we
least.
only supposed to stop at 6?
At least, I said at
Okay,
least.
at least. And you come in here and you loosen around the edges.
Now you know if the cake is done, just like if you bake it in the oven, when it starts to pull away from the sides, and all she's doing now that it's cooled is
Is
helping
loosening
it, is helping it along.
Okay, now you put cover over a cake. You turn it out
Do I tap it? Because normally I would tap.
and you shake it.
Oh, you just shake, you don't tap.
You can shake, you can tap, you can do anything you want.
So this
And you
can
have
be
cake.
your serving for the cake, but now we need a topping.
Now we need a topping.
That's the serving.
Well, that is a donut,
Serving.
the serving
Now,
plate.
if you did not,
I have a
turn it
Richard.
upside down. I am married to a Richard. I totally understand. This is what my life is like. Just to let you know, as they get older, it gets worse.
doesn't know
Okay,
his own
if you do
age.
not turn this upside down and you leave it flat, this is gonna be half the size.
So that's why you
because-
have to let it cool flipped over.
Flipped over, because the gravity keeps it pulled down to keep it up.
Now,
Does that
for
make
the
sense?
second
Make
half of the cake mix, you can just turn around and.
You don't
make
have to
the
wash
second-
this.
You don't have to wash it. You can just turn around and make the second half here. We are just making a second half and a second one. So we have that as on TV moment.
Okay.
So,
You
all
don't have
right.
to wash that. I will take that home dirty.
Now that one's ours. So
That's yours.
we do have to wash.
Oh,
that
yes,
one.
you do have to do that one. Never mind.
All right, so that's gonna be our,
Use that for the next one.
yes, all right. So let's talk strawberries. Do you
You
want?
have a topping for this.
Yes, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with this product, which is nobody who's a guest on here, because they all love them and use them. What is the number one, and this is your participation part, everybody. Pretending, for those of you who are not, or who are consultants that you are not, I would love for you to tell me what fruits or vegetables you wish would last just a little bit longer in the refrigerator. Come off, man.
Lettuce.
What, lettuce? Okay, I heard lettuce. What else? Is that what are these?
Raspberries,
Raspberries, strawberries, all the berries.
all the berries.
Mushrooms.
Grapes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes is done, so we're going to flip that over on the cooling rack to get it done. This is a Fridge Smart. It was designed in partnership with the University of Florida because I wanted to figure out why produce goes bad. And they figured out it needs to have correct airflow and moisture management. The moisture management is handled through the feet on the bottom, and the airflow is handled through this little tab on the top. When I first started in Tupperware, they had little nostrils right here that you would open and close. Depending on how much air and moisture is needed, is how much you need to have it be open or closed. They have it be closed, half open, or all the way open. Basically, if it makes you gassy, it needs to be open all the way.
Yes.
And what's really nice is they have an embossed, I actually went to the factory and they showed us this. This is actually a piece of plastic that they emboss right onto the container so it doesn't come off in the dishwasher because
It's not paint. It will.
well, it's right. It's stuck there. And it gives you the ideas. Now, it does say there's some things that are X's. That's this area over here. Bananas is one of them. Fun fact about bananas, you can put them into your Fridge Smart, lay them down in their peel, container closed, unclosed setting on your countertop, and they will,
The X means not in the refrigerator.
yes.
Nothing. Use the container. Just
Oh.
do not put the container in the refrigerator.
Yes. And it will make your bananas last longer. So
Twice as long and no fruit flies.
yes, which is even better. So in here is some strawberries. Rich is going to come over here and make his very special strawberry topping. And while he does that, I'm going to pull out the flash frozen strawberries.
Howdy, everyone. So this is the easiest thing in the world. It really
Okay.
is. It
Read this.
Hey, it is. This is literally. I don't want to say it's dumb easy, but it's pretty darn easy. So, we've got a Tupperware knife
Yes,
because it must be done with a Tupperware knife. Oh, Sarah's handed this to me for a particular reason. I'll tell you in a moment. Tupperware knife,
Tupperware knife.
Tupperware cutting board,
You get a chance to get those.
Tupperware bowl.
boards.
Fridge Smart. You want me to make all these?
That's up to you.
Do you want to rinse them first? We usually rinse them historically.
And better if you leave anything you can leave dirty in your French Smarts last.
Correct. And that was the key. That's where I was
Yeah.
going with it. You should not ever rinse.
What is
before
the
you put-
phrase that we use? Paula thought it was hilarious when I did it. in our first party.
Dirty and naked or something?
Dirty and naked.
Naked and
Get
dirty.
it out of the package, get them out of the package and leave them dirty.
I just thought it sounded like a party game.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, just a thought. Okay, put yourself in the bathtub soaking for 20 minutes, right? You're soaking for 20 minutes. You come out wimply. Now that's a technical term, wimply. You know how your hands and everything just gets all scrunched up and it's wimply? Okay, think of your fruit. Listen to me. If you think of your fruit, if you wash them and you put them in that container, they're going to turn wimply. So if you leave them dirty, they won't turn wimply and they will last longer. Wimply, that's a technical term.
Is it now?
Yeah, it is.
If
Okay, now what are you doing with these?
I'm
No,
literally just chopping these bad boys up
Now, if you want to.
in very thin little slices.
If you would prefer to make this a puree, you could put these pieces de-stemmed. You wouldn't have to chop them up like he's doing right now. Show you.
I just like mine a little chunkier, right? So Sarah's right. If I wanted to, I could take the stems off, drop them into
The power or supersonic.
supersonic. I was about to say the chopper 3000.
Yes.
Right. Into the chopper thingamajiggy.
With wimply.
Right. Into the chopper magic, and we just go to town.
Okay, I'm
Alright, so
going to be
it's-
telling my age here for a second. You know, you could go in there and just take out the middle and you'd have more strawberry.
You know, you could, but here's what's happened when I do that.
Yeah.
That requires me to do something like this,
Yeah, and do you cut yourself?
and then I'm gonna lose my finger in this process,
Well, then, no, we don't want you to
and
lose the
then I'm
fingers
gonna
from-
bleed everywhere, and you have to call 911. Car would have to rush over here,
Yeah,
right?
Or
And
direct traffic over here.
right, exactly, and
That's
then
bad.
then it's all bad. See, or I cut it poorly, just like that. And what I do? I left a stem in there.
Can I ask a question while you're cutting?
Absolutely.
Okay, I haven't looked at the catalog like this summer. Does Tupperware still have straws that are available or in any of the water bottles?
In the water bottles, in the Aquavive water bottles, they come with straws in it.
Okay.
It's really quite cool because they're bendy. So you can leave
Okay.
the straw inside the water
But
bottle.
part of it is straight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
just a silicone part at the bottom.
Because my Tupperware straw is the sturdiest one I have, and that's what I use to take the stems out of the
Stems out,
strawberries.
I've seen that too. You
Yeah,
just-
it really works. You come in from the
Oh, you go from the bottom, you
Yeah.
go straight through. You go straight through.
yes.
Oh, Well,
and then you use the straw cleaner to push it out the other end after it's full.
oh. All right. So I chopped them.
Thank you for the tip, Paula.
And then
Absolutely.
This
There's
is
no
why Sarah
knife
handed me the
involved.
spoon, because normally I just reach my fingers into it.
Oh, like we're being polite today.
Uh,
As
So-
opposed to every other day.
so all I'm doing
I'm
is
here. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just throwing
So,
some brown sugar.
Directions,
And
you're,
so it looks good.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
those sections,
exclusively in a
it
mouth.
does say in the directions you're going to get, it says measure with your heart.
Oh,
Oh, that's what
Clever.
you and I do.
that's clever.
My Richard is a minimalist, so he doesn't put as much in. So
Right.
whatever he puts in, I double
Right.
it because I do all things
Right.
in extreme.
But the cool thing is, once you do that, I don't know if you saw that, if you shake it around just like that, the brown sugar, if you don't want to put too much, it basically melts across the top. And that's all you're trying to do. You're trying to get it in there and melt it. So if you want a little bit more, you could throw a little bit more in there, right? Stir it around.
And then that goes in the fridge for a half hour, 45 minutes, and it will start to break down the strawberries and create a juice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then it's literally it.
And I do powdered sugar. I hadn't thought of doing brown sugar.
It just gives a different taste to it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm a fan. I just think it.
And
tastes-
when you're whipping cream in the whipping mix, to sweeten your whipping cream, you could use brown sugar. I use powdered sugar, but you don't want to do granular because it doesn't melt as quickly.
Yes. So speaking of strawberries, sometimes they go south fast, especially if you buy them out of season, catching the sun. So every once in a while, you're going to see my face get all angelic. Silicone mat with rim.
Yes. Wonderful
This
invention.
is
We're so
the
proud,
most
so happy. Yeah.
Versatile pieces of Tupperware. You can roll this up, put it into a paper towel holder thing for storage. You can crumple it up like this.
You don't lose the rim.
It doesn't lose the rim and it doesn't lose the form. All of the silicone that Tupperware makes is 100% food safe through and through. A lot of the less expensive ones that you might find at the big box stores and whatnot are only food safe on the areas that you would find the food touching.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because I don't buy that. I don't look at those.
The key thing to know about all silicone is to not use a knife. You would use a spatula. You could use a plastic knife,
Which we have.
which we have,
The sandwich spreaders are plastic knives.
or you can use the spatula. What I also like about this is if you like macaroons, and Bonnie for a while was into making macaroons all the time.
That's what
There
that's what
is
the
little, can you kind of see it in the
kind
light?
of see the sparkly.
There's like little circles that you can see. That is so you can place your macaroons right there so you can make it. Now, if you're going to flash freeze, you're going to need to use a cookie sheet. And this happens to be a Tupperware cookie sheet because we used to make them. And you're going to need to use a silicone rim.
Yes.
Now, the key thing to know about freezing strawberries, berries, this is for fruit only. If it's vegetables, you do need to blanch them. We're going to do a farm to table take 2 towards the end of the season to talk more about that. So make sure you subscribe to my text messages with the word cook so you can know when our next one is. I took 6 strawberries out yesterday. These are frozen solid.
Left them dirty.
I left them dirty and I left the stem on because she told me to, because I've never done it this way. Because if you do a Google search, it says to take the stem off and it says to wash them. This is a completely different way to do them.
We learned this from Byerly's Lunds.
And
Years and years and years.
go ahead and explain why.
Okay, so back to that wumply. Yes, you get something wet, it gets wumply.
Mhm.
Think of a pothole. You put water in it, it freezes, the water expands because water expands when frozen.
Or even if there's a little crack, because this is Minnesota, our seasons are road construction in winter. If there's a little crack in winter and that snow and ice gets inside, then all of a sudden as
You've got a
spring
bigger
happens-
crack, and then that's where you get the
Yeah.
bumps on the road.
Yes.
Okay, so with a strawberry, if you take the stem off the strawberry and wash it, you have introduced water.
Mhm.
You put it on a silicone mat, you freeze it, that water is going to freeze and it expands. Yes?
Mhm.
When you thaw it,
So
it contracts,
the water stays.
the water stays, and it has gotten mushy because it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Now, this is frozen, yes, dirty. To thaw this, you put it under water, right? But this will stay crisp,
Just like you got it out of the store.
just like you got it out
Whatever-
of the store.
or whatever time frame you had when you put it into the freezer. A lot of people take their strawberries when they're just about to turn and they know they're not going to finish them, and they do it this way. They flash freeze.
Right.
And the method is super simple. All you do is you take the strawberry, you put it on the silicone mat with rim, you put it on top of a cookie sheet, and you throw it in the freezer for an hour.
Place it in the freezer.
Place it in the freezer for an hour or 2. Fun fact, if you like chocolate chip cookies, does anybody like chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody not want to bake a full batch of them in July?
Because you heat them all, first of all, and it heats up your
Okay,
house.
so
Yes.
what you can do, Rich did this weekend. You make your batch of chocolate chip cookies however you like to do them.
Using Tupperware.
Of
measurements,
course, of
measurements,
course.
batches.
And then you take the portioning scoop if you have it, or an ice cream scoop if you don't, which is on our website right now. and you put the balls.
You plop. Did you make them into balls or did you just
He
plop?
made them into balls and
Okay.
you put them onto the silicone mat and then you place this into the freezer and you let that get frozen. Then what you can do once they're frozen is you take your Fridge Smart or Freezer Mate rather, and you take that and you put it in here and
Frozen balls of
Frozen.
cookie dough.
frozen balls of cookie dough. It lasts for about 3 months or for however long that you have it. And since we don't have our children in our house anymore, they last longer because we don't have people sneaking little bits of frozen cookie.
And one would never consider eating that frozen cookie dough just as this without baking, because we're not supposed to do that.
So this is the small deep freezer mate. If you're new to this product, what makes this different than say putting it into the modular mate that you saw the powder or the brown sugar in is it's flexible. And it's designed that way so that if it's frozen, like if this is full of soup, if it's frozen, it can plop right out. And that is a Tupperware.
You don't have to turn it over and run water.
It has ridges on the bottom so you can stack it so that it can have correct airflow.
And that means it doesn't stick together.
Yes. And this is he snoring?
Yes.
My dog is
my
asleep on my kitchen floor
He's a
snoring.
special
So if
dog.
you're hearing snoring,
It's not
just
rich.
it's just the dog. And then it has a cover. Now this size actually comes with a pink cover. Couldn't find it. This cover works just fine. It's the small, shallow freezer mate, and you just walk the covers around and this goes in the freezer.
This is a small deep.
Yep.
And she mentioned soup. Remember, if the word plus is in the name of the product, Freezer Mate Plus, Crystal Wave Plus means that the interior plastic has a stain resistant
there's a
coating to it, a stain resistant plastic. So
It's
you're-
not on the outside, so
it's
if
only
you
on the
put,
inside.
do you know how spaghetti sauce
Stains
kind of
all things.
stains all things and kind of stays at the top of your soapy water? If you put that into the soapy water with the spaghetti sauce, it might turn the outside red, but it won't turn the
Inside red.
So
Now,
there's-
remember I said stain resistant. We're not guaranteeing it'll never stain.
Right.
Please, don't guarantee a thing like
And
that.
it's
Just
not-
It's less likely.
Freezer mates are not microwave safe
How do you know that?
because it doesn't have a microwave symbol on it.
On the bottom. Yeah.
If you want to freeze and microwave, we recommend the Ventensers because they are freezer safe. There's a little bit of a frost line that tells you how far up you
A fill line, yeah.
for you
But
to
you gotta
fill
hit-
it.
well,
And then it can go from the freezer to the microwave to the dishwasher
to the table,
to
for the
whatever.
leftovers.
So-
Yeah.
So that is our,
So flash freezing, the idea is put them individually. If you're flash freezing.
it does need to be
fruit-
a single layer.
Yeah, if you're flash freezing fruit, better if you don't wash it, because then
Mhm.
you have a better chance of it being crisp when you thaw it with water and eat it.
And there are different times of the month that different things are on sale. So having freezer mates is handy because when ground beef is on sale, you can portion it out. Linda, I know, loves to go to Sam's Club and Costco and she gets the big tube of meat and then she portions it out. She actually makes her hamburger mix a lot of times using the stack cooker. So it's just a dump and go situation.
Yeah.
That really does save time and energy as well. So shall we celebrate our company?
I think so.
Any
Yes.
questions before we end the cook part so we can do the celebrate part? Cool. I'm gonna go all the way up here. I'm gonna share the screen. And we're gonna go from the start. Continue with the share. Can you guys all see Tupperware July 2025 on it? Awesome, cool. All right, so it is our 8th anniversary. We are 8 years old, which is just perfect why we made 2 cakes because one could be a smash cake, although 8-year-olds don't smash.
Is there any rules saying 8-year-olds can't smash?
I don't know.
Maybe Rose and I are eventually going to smash our cakes. Marilyn too. Think of the 3 of us together.
It's possible. Well, we do have a company goal of being a $500,000 company, recruiting 20 or more people every month with 16 or more managers by the end of the month. And our Q3 goal, we're up to Q3. That means we're halfway through the year, is to have 60 people in our company, recruiting 25 people by the end of the quarter, 4 managers promoted, 96,251 for sales, and our productivity and our activity are there. As a company, we have a goal of 22,000 for the month. Because
July.
why not?
It is a 5-week month.
It is a 5-week month.
Oh,
And we have a goal for each of our director teams. I have a director team as well as being a business leader, and Carol has the Achievers director team as well, of being 11,000 each with 5 recruits. So there's that. We are playing in the summer scramble for the month of June, July, and August. I love the summer scramble. It is our time to pamper our people. They earn points throughout the summer, and they do that. Congrats to Carol and Linda, who already have earned their spots, and they can have their spouses come if they choose. A lot of time they don't, just saying. And then this week is a power week. You brought your mixing.
Yes, I did.
So this week, when you have $250 in sales between now and 10:59 p.m. Central Time on the 7th, which is Monday, you can get 2 of this mixing bowl in blue for a copay. And I think it's $12. Let's find out.
This was grandma's potato salad bowl.
Yes, this is $22. So 2 of them for $22. So you can turn around and sell them. You can use them as hostess gifts.
I do have the word mix in the name, so you can use
It
an
has
electric
a-
mixer with it. It has a texture to it that's less likely to crack.
Absolutely. Yep. And then when you have 1 or more people join your team and have $100 or more in sales by July 31st, you get to add the Wondelier bowls. And our new consultants get to earn vouchers for them to be able to go shopping in our catalog. As a company member, you do get to have the ability to have exclusive new product with your personal sales. So I'll be tracking this all month long for you in our company Facebook group, cheering you on. When you have $750 in sales, you get to have your first one, 1,000 is your second, 1,500 is your third, and when you reach 4,000, you get to add another set for completely free.
So let me get this right. 1,500, I get 3 new products,
For half off,
half off, which
Okay,
means,
which is like
so
sample.
if no, but it's better than
It
samples.
is because
Because samples were at 35%
Mhm.
discount. These are at 50% discount.
right,
Then you get to 4,000.
and you get another set for free.
Oh,
So you can choose to redeem 2 sets and you only pay this copay, or you can just redeem your free set if you want.
got it.
So there's
Wow.
that.
Thank you, Tupperware.
Yep. And so we're going to be tracking our new consultants as they join. And we're going to help them get started by showing them how to create their own links so their family and friends can shop. So they get on the 90-day success path. And then when they have 3 personal active recruits, 3,000 unit sales, of which 500 or more is yours, you get to be a manager. And if you've never been one before, you also get money.
Money.
They give you a bonus.
Yeah.
And when you promote a level this month, you get to earn a
Consultant step to management.
Yep. And management is not the same as manager at a store. It's just, you get to answer
No,
questions.
no, you don't
And
have
if
to
you-
show up because somebody doesn't show up. You have to stay the extra 12 hours.
Yes. And
Retail store management.
if you don't know the answer, you have Carol and I to help you with it. If you are an existing manager or above and you step up a higher title, you get to have the surprise
And what
pack.
is the surprise pack?
It's $117 value for $20.
Really?
It's a surprise pack, so I don't know what's in it.
Dang. Well, no, it's a surprise pack.
You had a surprise
I
pack
have
that-
gotten, oh, yes.
and you got the shopping bags that they could have done last time.
I did, as a surprise pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so the quarterly catalog is continuing for 1 more month, and we'll have a new one August 1st. They're going to show it to the business leaders first, and then we're going to be able to show it to you guys. They told us that in the email that happened today. We have a July host folder. The host a party gift is going to be changed because they ran out or they're rebalancing. The thank you gift is the Junior That's a Bowl, and there's a host bonus that's only available now through the 9th. So they want you to front load your parties, which works great, so you can earn that mixing bowl.
Really do pay attention also to the thank you gifts. Because I went in and closed a party on the 28th and she was getting the red That's a Bowl Junior, right? Up came, and I don't know if you noticed or not, was the original 4-cup colander as an option. Didn't know about it. So really, truly, go in and check every once in a while. They are getting a thank you gift. We know it's an approximate value of right around $16. But so I texted her real quick and took a picture of my screen, or just because I don't know how to do screenshots and all that. I do that anyway, because I was on my computer. And I said, you can still get your 12-cup bowl, or you can get the classics, the calendar. She's, I'll take the calendar. So pay attention to that kind of thing. Just tell them that they're getting a product at
And they
least
still get
$16.
free and half off Tupperware
Right,
as well,
right,
depending on their sales.
right.
Starting today is the basic brights. These are really great, especially for picnics this time of year because they're square. I actually like the square ones better than the circle ones because they fit in your coolers easier.
And Rose is going to say, Rose, look at this picture. That is a second cousin of square rounds.
She's nodding her head, yes.
Yes,
So
square rounds.
it's a little bit different.
It's a different
steel.
plastic.
It's a
Right.
little bit harder.
Right.
These are not like the freezer mates you just saw with the strawberries. They're not designed for the freezer. They're designed though for the fridge
Right.
or for dry storage. if you
And
want.
we've had them for, I'm so excited about those, you can tell.
Yes.
Even my husband knows 16-ounce, 30-ounce, and 48-ounce square rounds, I tell you.
Starting on July 3rd, we're going to have some crystal waves on sale, including different sets. There's get it all sets and
And
whatnot.
look at the rectangles, folks.
This one I'm really excited about. This is a divided dish rectangle one.
Yes.
And we've never really had that for sale.
No.
We've always had the luncheon dish. This is the traditional luncheon dish with the cold cup that's removable. This is a square version of
And
that.
look up the letter C. That has not been available for purchase, the rectangle, for a long time.
Oh.
Wow.
So that would be awesome.
Yeah, as supplies last, always.
The replay for this is always housed on our Cooking with Infinite Shine Facebook page, so make sure you go and like it so that you know what's going on. In Tupperware, Richard, you have the ability to make 25% commission, a bonus every month, and of course, a Vanguard bonus.
And here we go. For those who have submitted $1 or more this month. Hold on, I gotta put this so that people can actually. There we go. Otherwise, my head was just getting cut
You're
off.
tall.
I am so tall. So congratulations to everyone, $2,800 in commissions. So good job, all. Tops all levels. Number 4, Cindy Patnow. Number 3, Sarah Brenison. Number 2, Linda Becker. And number 1 in personal sales, Ms. Carol Radke. 2,100 in commissions for all of those. Give them a big round of applause.
And you can't see it, but Carol and Linda earned all of everything.
Okay, cool. Carol and Linda earned everything on this page. So we've got the monthly sales chat. What is that, like a
It's
that a
products
surprise?
of the future.
Oh, product?
Yes.
So you don't know what they are
No.
because it's a product of the future.
Yes, but that's
Oh.
all right. It's products of the future.
Oh, what do I mean product of the future?
I would say you probably don't know that either.
I don't have any idea. Really. No clue. So congratulations to Sarah's just pointing at things on the screen for me to read. Make sure. Congratulations to Carol being on Masonry Galaxy. Sorry, it was really funny. All right, team sales. The things across the top is blocks. I don't actually know what these things are. I'm always just guessing. And it's just kind of entertainment level. All right, here we go. Tops and team and unit sales. Number 4, Linda Becker, manager of Becker's Bowling Buddies. Number 3, Cindy Patnow, manager of Cindy's Dream Team. Number 2, Carol Radke and the Achievers. And number 1 is Sarah Brenison and the Tupper Stars. Congratulations to everyone. Some national recognition here. Want to call out Cindy, number 83 for top managers in unit sales. To Carol Radke, number 32 in director sales, and
For
Linda,
personal sales.
for personal sales, excuse me, and to Linda Becker, number 32 for manager personal sales.
Congratulations.
32, 32, 32, 32.
It's a good.
It was. Happy anniversaries. Now you got to move that little thingy again. Rose is 30. Melissa is 7. Nicole Packard is 11. Elizabeth Juarez is 5. So happy anniversaries in the Tupper world to all. And then
We get to sing happy birthday to
yeah, this song is my favorite part.
and Valerie.
We could put some candles in here.
Yeah, we're not gonna do
We're not
that.
gonna do
Nope, no.
Ready?
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. And this is being recorded.
Happy birthday
100%.
to you.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. The next one will be on Monday, August 4th at 7 p.m. If you would like to get the recipes, make sure you text the word cook to the number that you see there, and you need to put your name into it because there'll be a little bounce back that has that ability so that I know who you are.
And this is our second cake. Done. Cake.
So that's your second cake.
Second
So that-
cake.
And we didn't heat up our house at all. So we want to thank you for joining us. And I'm going to stop the recording now. So say goodbye.
Stay on, but
Bye.